Hello, this is Robert from thequietmind.com again, and here I am watering again, and I just wanted to bring up a point that I think is relevant to what we're talking about as far as watching what your mind does when you're doing an activity that we would call mundane, such as watering or washing dishes or sweeping the floor. So, speaking of sweeping the floor, there's this Zen thing about just sweeping the floor. And a lot of the times, what they would do is just give you a broom and tell you to go sweep the floor. And there are a lot of reasons that and that I would mean by what we would call maybe a Zen master and a student, they would do something like this to, see where you're at. Because when we're watering, right now I'm multitasking, which is nonsense. There's really no such thing. Because I'm trying to put my attention on speaking to you and watering these plants. So the thing here is when you're watering the plants, sweeping the floor, or just doing the dishes, just do the dishes. Just do the watering. Just do the sweeping. And this means that this is an opportunity, or doesn't mean, this is an opportunity for us to, what I call check in with what's going on as far as the habits that we have ingrained within ourselves in listening to the arising thoughts as they come up into the mind. So if we're watering the plants, what I mean by just watering the plants is that we're not going to be thinking about something else. And what I see is the habit of a lot of us is, and I had for many years myself as well, the habit is that while we're doing this activity, we're not really doing it. We're thinking of other things. We're focused on our life. Maybe we're making lists in our head about things that need to be done. Maybe we're reliving a dramatic conflict, and this time in the dramatic conflict we say the right things and we win and we're really clever. But really we're supposed to just be watering the plants. And the opportunity is, like we spoke of before, is while you're watering the plants and the thoughts are coming up, that you just notice them. Just be aware that there are thoughts that are arising. We're not trying to stop them. We're not trying to quiet the mind. All we're doing is bringing our attention to the fact that there are thoughts that are arising in our mind. That's all. Oh, I'm aware there are thoughts that are coming up here. But wait a minute, I am watering the plants. So what happens if I just go back to watering the plant? And just be here with that. With the plant, with the water, with the hose. Not labeling the things, but just being here with watering the plants. Listening to the sound that it makes. Listening to the sound of my footsteps. Not practicing any kind of labeling or any mantras. Not trying to attain something. Not trying to achieve something. Just being here with what is. And that means also being here with the arising thoughts in our mind as they come up. We're going to be here with them. We're not going to try to escape the thoughts. That's not what we practice. We're not practicing a way to escape the thoughts or escape the world or escape our problems or to somehow connect with this beautiful, perfect, blissful state or blissful part of ourselves and then lock into that and be in bliss. That's not the purpose. There is actually no purpose in doing any of this. There's no reason to become aware of our thoughts or mindful. There's no way that it's going to necessarily change our life or change our outlook. That's not the point. It's not about needing to change anything. It's about becoming aware of something that already exists. And it's not a state, and it's not a way of being, and it's not a path. It's none of those things. This is something that is innate. We're born with this. before we were doing all of this thinking and plotting and planning and worrying and being frustrated or angry or not accepting what was so and right in front of us, before we had this thing we call the ego, we were, you know, pre-conscious of this idea or concept that we are separate from whatever it is that we're seeking, that we need to add something, that we need to keep adding things into the collective of what we call the mind. This is about not necessarily even taking things away. This is just about observing what is so with us right now, being in complete acceptance of whatever arises. No resistance, just being. Just be here, being you, being whatever that means to you, watching the thoughts as they come and go, being present with whatever the task is at hand, being here now in this moment. You know, I love Ram Dass's statement, be here now. It's wonderful, but there really is not a now because it's all just happening so quickly. There's not really a moment that we can be in. What we can do, what we can be, is learn how to just be here with whatever is so. And if there is a practice, that practice is non-resistance, acceptance, just being. So I hope you find this interesting. If you would like to find out more, you can listen to my podcast. They're on iTunes. It's called A Quiet Mind. It's also on my website, which is aquietmind.com. There's a little player there. You can listen to some of the podcasts. And I like questions and comments, and please share. There's also a YouTube channel. I think it's A Quiet Mind TV. It's on YouTube, and I'll be posting these there. Also, I have to get to my friend Joel's question. We're going to talk a little bit about addiction and how this might be of use to someone who is working through that. But those same rules apply with your addictions. You have to accept them and not resist them. So we'll go into that a little bit more later on today. Okay? Thanks for listening.